In previous modules, we discussed how SIP delivers requests reliably over an unreliable transport protocol. But what about responses? What happens if final responses get lost on their way back? Well, that's the topic of this module. By the time we're done, you should understand how final responses are delivered reliably over SIP. We know already that while sending a request, the user agent client also sets a timer, hoping to receive a 100 trying or some other response that confirms the request was delivered reliably. After the 180 ringing comes, we hope, the 200 OK final response. Remember, this 200 OK is really important to the setup of the call. It does three key things. It formally accepts the invitation, it gives the callee's media options back to the caller, and it gives the callee's contact address back to the caller. If this crucial 200 response never arrives, the call would never be established. So, what now? Should the caller resend the request? Well, no. He's already received a response that tells him the request was delivered reliably and there's no need to retransmit anymore. Now, there's a new rule to learn about reliable delivery of final responses to an invite. Where we saw that it was the user agent client that managed reliable delivery of the request, i.e. set the timer and retransmitted requests, now it's the user agent server that manages reliable delivery of the final response to the invite. Here's how it works. Whilst sending the final response, now it's the user agent server that sets a reliable delivery timer. If the response gets lost, the timer expires and the user agent server retransmits and resets the timer. Receiving the final response, the upstream user agent client acknowledges reliable delivery by sending back an ACK. But oh my goodness, UDP is having a bad day and the ACK gets lost. What now? The downstream user agent server's timer expires and once again the final response is retransmitted. Back upstream, the user agent client figures something's gone wrong with the ACK, so retransmits it. Receiving the ACK now, the downstream user agent is happy, his final response was delivered reliably, there's no need to retransmit anymore. So, in summary, the final response is as important to the call as the invite, so must be delivered reliably. It's the downstream user agent server that manages reliable delivery of the final response to the invite. It sets the reliable delivery timer and it retransmits the response if no acknowledgements received. Finally, upstream, after receiving the final response, the user agent client returns an ACK to acknowledge the final response was indeed delivered reliably.